Start over. Hey y'all, it's me again. So today is going to be part 2 of a life update. And why do your nose and stuff always start itching when you film? Okay, anyway. And today this is going to be another hard one because this is explaining what happened after Mom passed, and not in a lot of detail, but enough for maybe you guys to understand, because it's pretty sad. So, after Mom, I got a pen because I've got notes. And I'm still getting used to filming on my iPad, so yeah. Anyway, so after Mom passed, I was not coping well. I mean, beyond normal grief, and I still struggle with very, very complicated grief, even at this point. I can't even bring myself to this day to say that it's been like X number of years. I talk in terms of months. I can say 36 months, but I can't, almost 36 months, but I can't bring myself to say the equivalent of that number of years, because to me it just seems longer. So after Mom passed, I was not coping well, and I don't want to go into a lot of detail, but things weren't good at home. They just weren't what they should have been, and a lot happened that I will not discuss. And I had to move out. And it was not good. It's not something I ever wanted to do, especially under those circumstances. I mean, I eventually wanted to move out, but not that kind of way. But not only when I moved out did I didn't just move out. I had lost Mom, and I had lost my home. And now I felt like I was also losing and leaving Mom again, because living at home, I was 5 minutes from the cemetery. Moving out, who knows where I would be. Well, I ended up in an assisted living facility. I don't want to give the name because it's local and, creepers. But I ended up moving to an assisted living facility. And that was extremely difficult, especially at first. Even now it is. But I have my own apartment. At first, I moved into a group home. And here in my area, that means a large home with several bedrooms. Like a co-ed house. And I ended up being at a home for elderly. Most people in the facility where I am are actually elderly and all have some sort of mental disability. I am the only person, they call us consumers, that does not have a mental disability. But that's not to say anything bad about them. It's just saying the circumstances. But anyway, so I ended up there, and then 10 days later, I was moved to an assisted living facility where I have my own 1-bedroom, very tiny apartment. I have a bedroom and, of course, the living room and the bathroom, and I have a kitchen, but it's more of a kitchenette. The stoves do not work. They cannot turn the stoves on for safety reasons and such as that. I wish they could, because with help I could cook, but they do, for everyone else, they do cooking over there in what they call the rec room. I, however, because of my bladder, could not eat over there. So Dad would bring me food from home, or I would do things in the microwave, stuff like that. And then they eventually let me get an air fryer. I'm still learning that, still learning some recipes. I might do a cook with me kind of video. I can make really good bacon in the air fryer. I can make good grilled cheeses and chicken and a couple other things. But so maybe I'll do a cook with me video if you're interested in that, if I can figure out how to set up a camera in the kitchen, because it's very small. But the ultimate goal is for me to eventually get a home of my own. Because of financial situation, I am not able to get an apartment So basically I'm saving every penny for a home of my own. But I kind of skipped ahead. When I left home, I also left Oreo behind because pets are not allowed here, even as emotional support animals. It's a long story. So right now, Dad has Oreo. I only see him when I go home to visit for holidays and occasions, special occasions. And that it's really hard for me because I need him. And that's another driving force for me to move out. And I know they always say the first year is the hardest and holidays are the worst. Well, they're not lying, but holidays are always extremely difficult for me. The first Thanksgiving, I bawled my eyes out. I cried on Halloween, y'all. The first Halloween, and Halloween wasn't that really big of a deal for us, but Mom loved to see the babies in their costumes and stuff like that. I cried on Halloween. I think part of that was because my newest at the time great nephew was born, and Mom wasn't there to hold him and love on him and stuff like that, and he was the first baby that would never know her at all. And I think that really got to me as well. And my very first holiday without her was Mother's Day. I posted a picture of the wreath I made her in my last video. By the way, if you have not checked that out, please do so. And Christmas, I don't even want to talk about Christmas. Even now, it's just a day. There's no joy in it anymore. I'm sorry if that makes people angry, and yes, for Christians it's about Jesus' birth, and yes, that's true, and I still believe that, but sorry, my phone. But the joy that usually comes along with that, it's just not there for me anymore. I don't know. Maybe if I had children or something like that, it would be different, but it's just not. And and Easter, of course, is terribly difficult because it falls right around my birthday, which was 3 days before she passed. So I've got Easter, my birthday, and the day she died right there together. Maybe not in that order, depending on how it falls every year, but yeah, Easter is not one of her favorite songs around that time of, but around that time of year is Dolly Parton's He's Alive. If you have not heard it, I will link it or try to link it down below. Please check it out. It's worth a listen, and it really spoke to her. And I listened to that the first Easter without her. We were also in quarantine lockdown at that time as well. And so that I couldn't even go to visit her grave. At that point, I don't want to discuss that, my feelings on that. You do you. I hold no judgment, but it was hard. And then shortly after I moved here, I moved here in July. I moved out of the house on July 9th, and I moved into the assisted living on July 19th of 2019. Well, shortly after I moved out, probably in December, so around Christmas time. I don't want to go into a lot of detail, but Brittany and I parted ways. We are no longer friends, and I don't want to discuss the details behind that, but I was very heartbroken over it, as you can imagine. Things did not end well. And then we tried to reconnect, and things still were not well. So I let it go. I have to deal with too much in my life now to face what I was having to deal with that situation. And same thing with Lenny. I don't want to discuss what happened there, but that did not end well either. So I was left without two best friends. But thank God, literally, that mom sent me a guardian angel. I don't want to discuss her too much because she's a very private person, but I'm thankful for everything she's done for me and the love she's shown me, and she treats me like a daughter. And she'll tell you, yeah, she's my other daughter. She is my fourth, because she has 3 girls. She's my 4th daughter. So I know she won't see this, but I love you. Thank you. And I actually call her mama. But I know that mom sent her to me because I was hurting. And I was especially hurting after losing those 2. And I am so grateful for the opportunity to know her. And I'm thankful for her. And it's been a tough road, y'all. It really has. I never thought that I would lose my 2 best friends. I never thought I would lose my mom. But when that became inevitable, I never thought I would lose my 2 best friends, and then I did. But, you know, I have to look at it as, for me, God saw what I couldn't see. And it sucks. But how much more would it have sucked if those relationships had continued? What more would I have had to endure, without going into too much detail? I'm not angry with either one of them. I'm sad, and I wish things had been better. But they're not. And it took me a long time. I'm not going to say I'm okay with it, but it took me a long time to realize it wasn't me. And I still struggle with that. But it's going to be okay. Maybe not with that, for that situation anyway. You know, it happened how it was supposed to, I guess. It sucks, yes, but it happened how it was supposed to. And so that's about it for this video. The next video, we will be discussing my health, where that's at. There will probably be, 1, 2, 3 more life updates after this one. So probably 5 parts, maybe 4, probably 5. But I'm going to try to keep posting once a week. Like I said, if you have not seen part 1, please watch it. And leave video suggestions for me down below. An apartment tour is not an option. I don't even know if I said that in the last video, but that's not an option living here. So, but there's other things I can do, I'm sure. So, let me know down below. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.